Welcome to the Naked Coach Collective. We're not just your average coaches, we're your powerhouse of inspiration and your no-nonsense guide to unlocking your hidden potential. We are an eclectic mix of four, each with a unique journey, but we share a passion for transformation through coaching. Tune in every week for topical discussions and witty banter on all things coaching. There might be a few laughs along the way too, but don't be fooled. We're serious about helping you navigate life's twists and turns with clarity and confidence. Are you ready? Sit back, relax, and immerse yourself in the Naked Coach Collective podcast.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Naked Coach Collective podcast. I'm your host, Darshana, aka D, and I will be hosting today's podcast and interviewing a very special guest. Rowan Tissera is a life and body transformation coach. He has been coaching for over 10 years and has transformed over 3,500 lives. His unique style of blending life coaching with his body transformations has allowed him to tap into the minds of his clients so he can help them overcome the mental blocks that are holding them back. His approach has been so effective that Bollywood frequently hire him to work with actors who may be struggling with depression, drugs, alcohol issues, and gets them into shape before filming. His mission statement, and this made me gasp when I heard it, but I mean, think big, why not, right? Okay. His mission statement is to change 1 million 1 million lives for the better. Rowan Tissera, I'm absolutely thrilled that you are here and I can't wait to hear more. Welcome.
Welcome. Indeed. I will, I'll give my best to give your viewers some great tips and give them a laugh at least.
Absolutely. I mean, we're all about a laugh here as well as some real deep information that I know you've got there. So let's get going, shall we?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Tell me a little bit about your journey. What's brought you to this point?
Oh God, where do I start, Darshana?
Go for it.
I'll tell you what, so many years ago, I actually was an accountant and not a great accountant as well. And I didn't really enjoy, I was kind of like pressured into you're either going to be, as an Asian, you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, and an accountant, one of the three.
Yeah.
And so, I kind of was a very mediocre accountant. I wasn't doing very well. Didn't like my job, didn't get paid very well. And I just hated it. And then I had an opportunity a few years later. I actually worked my way up to financial controller, and I had an opportunity to travel abroad. So I went abroad, and then I couldn't find a job in Australia as an accountant. So I was struggling to find a job. And so I ended up doing a bit of personal training because I've always done kind of training my friends for many years. So I was into sports when I was younger. So just literally to pay the bills to eat when I was in Australia, I was training a few people in the building that I was staying. And I absolutely loved it. I was like, this is brilliant. And so when I came back to the UK a year later, I thought, this is a great time now to try something different. So instead of going back to my job, I quit my job and then I started personal training. Loved personal training, but didn't pay very well. I think I was earning about £8 an hour, working 100 hours a week. And it was just like, oh my God, this is killing my mind and my soul. But I loved it so much because I loved working with people, helping people, changing lives. And it was great, but I didn't feel like, coming from a business background, it was like, no, I should be doing, changing lives. I should have like a 95% success rate. And I was kind of maybe hitting at around kind of like 5 to 10% transformations, people hitting goals of the clients I had, which the industry standard was pretty normal. Like, look, something's missing. Like, why am I really struggling? And why are all these other personal trainers struggling to help change all the clients that, a client comes to you and says, look, I've got to change my life. Like, we want to do it. It wasn't working. So I figured out that actually what people needed was an overall approach to helping with the nutrition. Number one, which a lot of personal trainers, we just don't have the time because we've got 40 clients, we're working 80 to 100 hours, a week. How can we support our clients outside of personal training session? And the PT session's like 3 hours a week if you're doing it 3 times a week, and the rest of the time we don't know what the hell they're doing, right?
Absolutely.
So I thought, how can I bring nutrition in? And most importantly, how can I work with my clients' minds? Because at the end of the day, you can have the best plan, you can have the best training program, you can even have a diet plan. But if you don't have this where it needs to be, you're not going to follow that plan, and you're not going to make the changes that you need, not only just to lose weight, to get healthy, but to keep that for the rest of your life. So then I realized that, like, okay, if I started an online coaching program, I could literally be there for my clients. I could spend so many hours a week, coaching clients, providing with the meal plans, providing them with like training programs, checking them in once a week, doing calls 2-3 times a week where people can come and get the help they need. And so I was able to provide all my clients with so much support that they're all able to achieve their goals. So now we've got like a 95% success rate. So it's like, okay, now we've got something that helps people.
Wow. I mean, 95%, it's phenomenal, because I know a lot of people who have been on that weight loss, gain journey. And, I'm myself one of those people. It's a lifelong struggle. And, having tried all the diet groups and everything else, what they don't teach you is how to sort that out, how to get that in the game, and I mean, what made you think, hold on, okay, so I'm training people, I'm giving them nutrition guides, what made you not suddenly, but what made you realize that actually it has to be more than that? Were you getting people who were coming back to you because they'd like fallen off the wagon, that sort of thing?
Yeah, it was kind of like, so like when I guess it was just more the personal training side. It was more like, when I got them onto the program, onto the online coaching program, it was a game changer. It was like, wow, now they've got all the tools, now they've got the help. But I guess it was with the personal training side, it was so frustrating.
Yeah.
Because also for me, like, it's not just you want to help people, but also for me, as my work, as my profession, I want to feel good about myself, that, that I do something, I have a purpose and a use, on this planet. And so it wasn't great for me personally to go, well, I'm failing here. Like,
right.
I'm failing my clients, I'm failing myself. And so it was that failure of like, has to be something, like, what am I missing? And I was just searching and searching. I was trying different things.
Wow.
And I was like, there has to be an answer. I don't want to be, I don't want to be like all these, this sounds bad, but I don't want to be like all these other personal trainers who were just failing their clients. And I was like, and I just took a step back and said, okay, go back to being an accountant. And I used to do, go into different businesses, and we do audits of the business and look, what are the bottlenecks in this business? What is not working? And then give a plan for the business. Look, these are the things we found. These are your holes. This is what you need to plug in. I said, do that for your own business. Stop coming from it from fitness, coming from a business side.
Right.
So when I did that, I was like, okay, what do these guys, literally as a piece of paper, what do these guys need? They need a diet plan. They need a training program that works, that fits in with their lifestyle, but they also need the mindset coaching. Okay. So at that point, I was like, okay. And Tony Robbins, like, what does Tony Robbins do? Because like Tony Robbins helped me in my life. And I was like, well, he's a life coach. So then I went and did life coaching. So I qualified as a life coach. And then when I understood the life coaching aspect, I was like, this is amazing. I can bring this stuff into my team with all my clients. And now I can start actually getting into people's blocks and problems. And then, it'd be like a call. We'd have like 100 people on a call, and someone would say something like, it could be like, my partner it's just all the time, just, doesn't support me. He just doesn't value me. And I feel like I have to carry the whole household on my own. And it'd be like, that thing is blocking them from actually, having the bandwidth to eat well, to train, like, because they're consumed over here. And it's like, if we don't fix this problem, like, they're never going to be able to get into shape.
Exactly.
And it's got nothing to do with nutrition. It's nothing to do with a diet plan or a training program or how many steps or how much water you drink. Real life block. And other personal trainers, if I was just a personal trainer, I couldn't help. I wouldn't even know what questions to ask. I wouldn't even think that this would affect someone. And so it was that side of the health and wellness sphere that really excited me. And that's why I would go to Bollywood and I would work with all these actors who are having all sorts of depression, alcohol problems, drug problems, and no personal trainer in the world. Like, they'd have the best ones from Hollywood or wherever, Australia. and they just couldn't get this client to work because the client didn't want to turn up for a session. The client didn't want to eat the food. And so they called me, and I would come in and I would just work with that client with their mindset. And then we would work there. I would talk to them, I'd life coach them, and then get them into the gym, then work with their chefs, and then get them ready. And it's like, they call me at the last minute because I'm expensive, right? And they got me at the last minute. So I'm like, oh my God, I've got 12 weeks. Or sometimes I had, people, actors and actresses, they've got 30 days.
Right.
We have these like crazy schedules of training, like, 4 hours in the gym. We've got 30 days to get them into, for one scene, 1 5-second scene where they've got to take their top off, And so that really excited me.
Wow. Okay. So many things I want to pick up on there. Mindset, Tony Robbins, what he did for you. But first of all, the mindset. What sort of things do you do to talk, to explore their mindset, to have an impact on their mindset and create a change that then makes them want to go, all right, okay, I'm ready to go to the gym now, or I'm ready to look at my nutrition?
Yeah, it's really like, I guess the first thing is like with my clients, like it is trust, right? So, my clients trust me. I'm very, people who listen to this, me, like, I'm very to the point. I'm very direct. I'm very blunt.
Yeah.
I'm not here to take people's money. I don't care about people's money. I have money. I'm lucky. I have a good business. It pays my bills. So I'm not chasing pounds. So I'm not afraid to ask a client or maybe challenge a client sometimes on something because I'm fearful that, they're going to get upset and leave. I'm like, no. Like, I'm going to have this conversation with you. And because there's trust, because they know that I'm genuine, people will open up to me. And then when we realize what the real problem is, and sometimes it takes probing because, you ask someone what's wrong, they tell you something over here when it's actually something over here. But as long as you're able to ask the right questions and keep going, find the problem, and then offer a strategy, offer a solution, and say, okay, this is, for your weekly check-in, it's not about, I want you to now increase your calories by 100. It's like, I want you to go and work on this thing over here. I want you to be able to say no to 5 people this week because you can't prioritize yourself because you're people pleasing all the time, and you make yourself last at the list. How do you ever expect to do anything when it comes to your health and fitness? There's all these kind of challenges and blocks that hold people back.
Wow. You know what? I'm so inspired by you. Just listening to you, I could listen to you talk about this all day, but I'm going to ask you another question about the way that you train, because I'm assuming this guy might have been a 1-to-1, but you have something called the Meraki Movement.
Yes.
Right. So tell me more about that. Tell our listeners more about that, because I have been doing a little bit of snooping, of course, but let's hear it from you.
Definitely. So the Meraki Movement is essentially, it's a community. It's a community of people who I brought together who all want to change their life. They all want to completely improve the quality of their life. That could be their health, that could be the way that they think. It could be earning more money at work. It could be improving their relationships, because it's all health and wellness. So it's a complete health and wellness center. Right. And the word Meraki is a Greek word, and it means to put a bit of your soul and your heart into everything you do. And that has been my philosophy. That's what changed my life. Yeah. Now, I was a brokey back in the day. I obviously, at my lowest point before I changed things around, I had about £20 in my life.
Yeah.
£20 in my bank. That was it. I couldn't afford the bus to work. I lost a job because I couldn't afford to get to work.
Oh, no. Okay.
And my approach to life was, I just didn't care. I didn't put an effort into anything.
Right.
It's when I learned that, even if I'm like, let's say I'm working in a restaurant, right? And I'm a waiter. Like, I'm going to make sure that every table I clean, I'm going to clean it to the highest of standard. Like, anything I do, if I'm a curtain arranger, I'm going to make it perfect. And when you have that approach in life, like, you'll see your life will just exponentially grow. And it's that passion that you put into everything you do. So when you come home from work, as a guy, you don't just go, oh, I've had a hard day, I'm knackered. You say to your wife, hey, baby, like, how's your day been?
Nice.
It's that love and attention to everything in your life. And when you have that and you understand how that will benefit your life and everyone around you, it's game changer.
Wow. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for being so candid, for being so open and sharing your story with us. Rowan, can I just ask you, for any budding coaches out there, if you had to give them 1-2 pieces of advice, to get them on the right path, what would you say?
Oh yeah, I mean, for any industry of coach, fitness or life coaching or whatever, like professional business, like you have to believe in yourself. Like what I've learned, I was pitching for a contract, and I remember turning around to my partner at the time and saying, like, how much should I pitch for this contract? And she said, well, how much would you like? And I said, well, I'd love to. I think, she said, how much do you think I'm worth? I'm worth 20,000. So we bought a contract. I pitched a contract for £20,000 for 30 days work, and I got it. And what that taught me was, and then that was a standard for me. So anyone who wanted to work with me was like 20,000 minimum. And what it taught me was, if you believe in yourself, that's already, because people actually buy into your belief.
Yeah.
People buy into your belief. And if you don't believe yourself, they're like, nah, this guy can't help me, man. They sense it.
Yeah.
And as a coach, believe in yourself. You have to be good. You should do the work. You've done the skills. You know that you can do the job.
Yeah.
But if you don't believe that you can do it, it's no good. So you have to have utter self-belief. There should be no doubt, no hesitation. I'm the guy or I'm the girl. I'm going to help solve your problem. I know I can. And then you can start changing lives.
Phenomenal advice. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed everything you've had to say. Thank you for imparting all your wisdom. Good luck with everything else. Not that you needed it. Do you have, if somebody's inspired by you, wants to get in touch with you, what should they do?
Yeah. So just our website is themerakimovement.com. Just flip onto there or flip onto my Instagram _ the Meraki Movement. And probably the Instagram, probably the easiest one. Just flip me a message, and me and one of my team can get back to you.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing what you do in the future, because I know this is not everything for you, is it? I can see you are a go-getter. There's going to be lots more for you. Yes?
Scratching the surface, Darshana.